Hey and welcome to MFFLtv. I'm your host Dylan, and today we're just gonna have some fun. Try and predict the NBA awards for the upcoming season. So we're gonna go through, try and guess the Rookie of the Year, the Sixth Man of the Year, the Most Improved, Defensive Player, and MVP. As always, let me know what you guys think. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Always love having a conversation in the comments section down below. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. Rookie of the Year, I'm banking on Cade Cunningham. For me, it's really between him and Jalen Green. No shock there. I just think Jalen Green is going to be put in a much better team, to be honest, at this point. He has John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood. I have a lot of guys on that Houston Rockets team who I think are pretty good already, and I think they might even be fighting for a play-in spot potentially. So I just don't know if he's going to be able to have the ball as much as he'd like, or as much or enough to really post like ridiculous stats night in, night out in his rookie season. However, I think Green's going to be a stud. He's an amazing player, great scorer. I just think for this season, you see the team here for Detroit. I just think Cade's going to have the ball a lot more. He's going to be able to run the offense, and I think he's just going to be able to boast better stats. You've seen in college, he averaged about 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. I really do expect the scoring to be somewhere similarish, maybe 17 to 20 range. And I assume his assists are going to go up just playing with NBA talent. He's going to be able to kick out for better shooters on the three. He does have Jeremy Grant as well, who he can work off. So I think he's going to, put up some pretty good stats. And I think the main difference, as I said, is just his usage rate is going to be so much higher. So I think he's going to be able to have the options to put up the stats needed for a Rookie of the Year. But yeah, I'm going with Cade Cunningham for Rookie of the Year. So, next up, we've got NBA Most Improved. Who do we think it's going to be? I'm going with Derek White. Similar to the Cade Cunningham thing, if you look at the team, I think San Antonio is very thin at the moment. They lost DeRozan, Patty Mills, Rudy Gay. I don't know who's really going to be putting up all the points for them. And if you see in the corner here, Derek White's consistently improved every season, starting from 3.2 points to 9.9 to 11.3 to 15.4. And I assume he's going to take that another jump as well, especially in this lineup. I don't see who's going to be putting up the points, so I can easily see him hovering towards that 20, maybe even 20 plus category. I think, I saw a lot of the Vegas odds saying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could be up for this award. I just think he already was so good last season. I don't know if he's able to take that next step as well. I do expect him maybe to be a little bit better, but I don't know enough to be the most improved player in the league. I think he already was pretty phenomenal last season. So that's why I'm going Derek White. I think he's got the best opportunity to show up and just, put up some good stats. And I think he's really going to take the league by storm this season. I don't expect the Spurs to do anything, but I just expect Derek White to have some impressive stats. And next up, we got Sixth Man of the Year. This one is really tough, but I've decided to go with... I couldn't decide. Maybe a little bit biased, picking two Mavs players, but I don't really see either one of them winning the award. It just depends on who Jason Kidd's going to start. I assume Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to be a starter. He passed up a lot of money in the offseason, and I'm assuming he got some clarification from Jason Kidd before signing about his role. And I'm, thinking maybe he was guaranteed a starting spot. So I'm not sure. Jalen Brunson, he's been getting better every season, and I expect under a Hall of Fame coach like Jason Kidd to take another step forward. Can easily see him averaging maybe 15, 4, and 5, maybe even 16 points a game, depending on how many minutes he plays. And likewise, if Tim Hardaway Jr. is coming off that bench, I can definitely see him in that Jason Terry role, just come in, green light. I think he can even put up more numbers this season than he did last season, especially with Jason Kidd's talk about trying to get the ball out of Luka's hands a bit more to preserve him, especially it's a long season. Mavericks haven't really added any other playmaker, so I expect these two to have the ball more. That's why whoever is the sixth man in the team, I'm going to expect them to pick it. The favorite is Jordan Clarkson. I don't know if he's going to win it back to back, So I'm going with my Mavs guys. Got to be loyal. And continuing with the theme of loyal, just in a different way, Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe a bit controversial, but I'm going with my guy Matisse Thybulle. Last season he was in the All Defensive second team, and this is sort of assuming that Ben Simmons gets traded. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to stay in Philadelphia, and if he doesn't, if he does leave, there's a very good chance Thybulle steps into that starting lineup. In only 20 minutes a game, he averaged 1.6 steals and 1.1 blocks a game, which is ridiculously good. Not only that, but just as a one-on-one defender, he's really lengthy and active. I think he's going to be really good, a really good defender year in, year out. And that's why I'm going to pick Thybulle to be my Defensive Player of the Year. Whew. Which leaves us with one more, the Most Valuable Player. Before I even get to this, who's your prediction? Who do you think is going to be the MVP? I'm going with Luka Doncic. How could I not? I think he's going to be amazing. I'm also trying to predict this. I think Mavs are going to have a really good regular season next season. I think just with the boost of having Jason Kidd, a new voice in the locker room, I think they can get that new coach bounce. Will they do a lot better in the playoffs? I'm not so sure, but I think in the regular season they have the tools to really move up that table. As well, don't think Nikola Jokic is going to go back to back, especially with Murray being out for so long. I think Nuggets might fall down a little bit. Then you have your Nets where you have three guys really not fighting for the ball, but it's going to be harder to boast ridiculous stats when you have to share the ball so much. I know, as I said, Jason Kidd said he wants to get the ball out of Luka's hands, but I still think he's going to be, the majority of the time it's going to be in his hands. I think Jason Kidd just wants to ease a little bit of pressure. And for that reason, I think he's just going to put up some crazier stats. He got nearly 28, 8 and 8.5 last season. And I don't see that changing. If he gets to the foul line a bit more next season, it improves that free throw shooting. Could easily be 30, 31 points a game. And, a lot of the other contenders, you got your LeBrons, but I think with trying to integrate Westbrook into the lineup, I don't think he's going to be up there. So I think, this is one year where Luka can really take over the NBA, be the face of the NBA. No bias or anything, but I just really think this could be Luka's year to win MVP. And, it's definitely not the only year. I think he can do it multiple times throughout his career, but it's always nice to get that first one. But just a little recap. These are my teams. So Rookie of the Year, I'm going Cade Cunningham. Most Improved, Derek White. Sixth Man of the Year, Brunson or Tim Hardaway. If you ask me to definitely pick one, I'd probably go with this one, as I think Brunson is going to be the sixth man. I have a feeling Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to be a starter. And then Defensive Player of the Year, going with the legendary Aussie, Matisse Thybulle, have to represent Australia. And MVP, even more importantly, the Mav, Luka Doncic. I'm going with him for MVP. So please let me know what you guys think about this. I do want to do another video towards the end of the season where I just recap, see how close I got, how disastrous it could have been. Maybe I go 0 for 5 here. But always love hearing what you guys have to say. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I'll see you in that next video.